Hey everybody, it is Friday, July 10th, and it's time for Marvel Legendary Randomizer number 171. Thanks for meeting me on this odd schedule for the last couple of weeks, but that should be done for now. We should be back to normal next week and for the near future. I don't know what we're randomizing today, as always, but it should be interesting. Of course, I have the wonderful second edition playmat here. Speaking of second edition, I mentioned that it's going to be added into the Randomizer League in about 3 weeks. So characters like Original Core Set Gambit have about 3 weeks to show up. So that's 3 opportunities worth of setups. Anything else I want to mention? Next week, I am starting the Young Avengers League. It is an annual league I only run for 4 weeks during the summer. And it is designed for parents to play, or guardians, aunts, uncles, siblings, whatever, to play with legendary players who are 17 and under. They can either sign up with them, or there can be a couple of siblings or friends playing together with an adult moderating that. But we've got 5 setups so far. I like to ask in the survey for some of their interests and favorite characters and things, and I try to incorporate those into some not too difficult setups that are friendly for the kids. So check that out if you want to sign up. Check out the Young Avengers League channel on the Discord if you would like to play. The more the merrier there. And again, it's only a once a year thing. There's only 4 setups, so not too intrusive at all. So we're going to get started with whatever we're doing today. We have results to go over from this last week. Now we fought. You just did the plug right there. I didn't have to do it. So this last week, we fought Poison Thanos. The last couple of weeks, actually. So check it out. This was the setup. Now, I did hint in the Discord that this wasn't as unfun as you might think it is against Poison Thanos. Poison Thanos is one of the toughest masterminds in the game, and not really rated very fun. But given the rest of this setup, what do you think? I want to know, specifically, what you thought the fun level was out of 5 for this particular setup. If you didn't see this before, take a quick look. What do you think? How did this go? I'll show you in a second. I just gotta turn off the light real quick, so let me know what you think. Okay, that's a little better. Was there any chance this got over a 3 out of 5 fun? Again, it is Poison Thanos. I'm going to go ahead and reveal the results, and we can talk about how you did. I know it was a couple weeks ago for some folks, so you might not remember. But let's check it out anyway and see how it went. A 3.21. That's pretty good. By the way, the last time I polled everybody said Thursday night's usually still the best time to catch a stream. If for some reason it happens to be Friday, I want to hear about it, but otherwise... Captain Antarctica there with the pie. You were all actually under. You were all under the fun level, if you can believe it. Here they are. If I can do this right. I didn't do it right. It was a 3.6. A 3.6 out of 5. This is the highest fun rating I think I've ever seen on a Poison Thanos setup. So if you've been trying to find a good setup for Poison Thanos and you wanted to give that a shot, this would be a good one to try. 75% win rate, so moderate. That contributed to the fun level. Now at the bottom here, I'll look at 10th place too, Joe Stone here at 12.5 total rank points. These are the lowest ratings of the week, the couple of weeks. Everybody here gave it a 2, and I think that's because they had some rough shuffles. Dynamite said very challenging setup with some real bad shuffles. So I think all 3 of those folks there off the cuff as well had some rough shuffles. But if the shuffles weren't too bad, everybody else rated it higher in fun. Let's check out the rest of our top 10. In 9th place is KB Driven at 24 total rank points. Give it a 5 out of 5. A really enjoyable battle that came down to the wire. Only a few non-scheme twist cards were left in the deck by the time Thanos went down for that final time. Player 2 carried using Red Guardian and other covers, including his rare, to make big attack. I'm guessing undercovers. Player 1 was able to get Speed's rare, but just missed being able to KO Master Strikes. I think the fun level for this week is a testament to, again, the recent MCU setups. This scheme is one of the best, I think. A very fun scheme, and it comes from the Marvel Studios Guardians of the Galaxy set. 8th place is Silver Getsu with 25.5 total rank points, who had a fairly useless left hand trying to make use of Black Bolt, only had 2 successful turns with him. And right hand got a cool Lockjaw Super Soldier Serum combo, but the city got wrecked up, but still did okay. 7th place is Deagle the Goat at 26 total rank points with a fun level of 4. 6th place is Lemon's Drop Top with 26.5 total rank points, who said Red Guardian and Speedball work well together. Player B mopped up with those two. By the time Player A had enough oomph to take on Thanos, Player B had finished him. 5th place is Red John with 32 total rank points, who drew more twists than that, but at the end of the game, there were like 8 in the deck. Yeah, when I ask you to report your scheme twist, just report how many are left in the deck. It doesn't really matter for any purpose for the scoring. Amulet to the Tiger God clogged up the HQ. I don't like them. I mean, total twist minus the ones left in the deck is what I mean. Any twists out of the deck at that point. Montax at 4th place at 32.5 total rank points. Red Guardian is just a fun hero. A covert deck became essential and really fueled my game. Magnetic Shield is so strong. And here are our top 3 of this Randomizer League couple of weeks. 3rd place goes to Tech Fiend. Well done with 35.5 total rank points. 6th place in turns. 1 escape. And again, this is an example of in an escape-based scheme. Look at all those escapes. Look how the score is so varied there. 3 points per turn. 1 early escape, but otherwise was a good game. Felt good getting to hammer Poison Thanos. 2nd place is yours truly. I got 41 total rank points. I had a really good game. I gave it a 5 out of 5. If you didn't check out my stream on this, I have uploaded that. So go ahead and take a look at this game if you want to see how this went. All the heroes played their part. Red Guardian and White Tiger worked together. I even got Black Bolt strategy to work, kind of, which I rarely get to. So that was a lot of fun. A lot of early KOs. Reading off the cuffs chat. Somehow I managed to recruit 4 out of the 5 rare cards during the game, and they never showed up at good times. So that's the worst. I'm sorry that happened to you. 1st place goes to newcomer Itomar with 42 total rank points. It was their very first league match, and they got a 1st place already. Found Captain Carter and Black Bolt solid in deck on Red with Guardian in the 2nd deck with some mix of Speedball and White Tiger, and both decks worked well. Did estimate the turn count, but 27 was not an unreasonable turn count. We already had one of those in the game, so I'm just gonna say you got that pretty close. Even if you were the next one was 28, and then the next one was 30, so even if you said 28, you would have tied with me there. But well done. Welcome to the league, and well done on the 1st place. And that is it for the results of this past setup. I've got a brand new one to play. Before I do, though, I got something quick to talk about regarding the Randomizer League. No big deal. Just a logistics thing. So it has to do with Legendary League. So on Legendary Leagues, I have one big league for the entire Randomizer League. And unfortunately, there's so much stuff up there and so many participants, it's starting to slow things down. So what I'm going to need to do is I have to make a new season for the league. So here's how we're going to handle that. I think what we're going to do is do it in trimesters going forward. So we're going to end this week is going to be the last week of this season. And then I'm going to start a brand new league that'll go towards go until September. It's going to be a very short season. And then at September, we'll do September through December for one season, and January through April, then May through August for another season. So we'll rotate that way. And so you have a 4-month period to catch up on setups if you can, and try to win that season's Randomizer Leagues season. Why not start the new season with a non-incorporation of 2E? That's actually not a bad idea. Would require delaying a week or so. I don't want to wait long enough until September. But, yeah, I can do that too. I've only just started to think about it today. But what we're going to do is something like that. I'll figure out. Anyway, the point is there's going to be a new page on Legendary Leagues for the Randomizer League, and you'll be able to play a smaller amount of setups. And if you want to try to win that season, you can. That's just how it's going to work. But today we're going to stick with the same one just to keep it easy. And that means we have a new setup to randomize. So again, this was last week because I defeated Poison Thanos and provoked the Sovereign Warfleet. They are out of the rotation. So we're going to play a brand new 2-handed solo setup today. Now is the time where you will the characters into existence you want to see appear. Gambit has very few weeks to show up before his new and improved hero set shows up. I'm very excited to start mixing in 2nd edition into these randomized setups because we are going to have There's a lot of cards in that set, so I think we're going to see them relatively often. If not the heroes, the masterminds, the villains, anything. And I think it's a missing piece that whenever we see a core part of one of my randomized setups, I feel like they're the odd ones out. Because I have, custom art for them, because they don't all have the same art, and some of the mechanics don't really match the rest, and some of the masterminds are too easy. So I think that's the missing piece that's going to make the randomizer fully fleshed out, I think. Anyway, what do you want to see? And then I'm going to get the cards and play this. I already replaced my 1E cards with my 2E cards in my main storage, so I have the 1E cards off to the side in case I pull them today. But we'll see. Oh, cool. That'll be perfect timing if those show up. Gambit and Professor X. How would they work together? Pretty well, I think. They both require the X-Men team for something. And I think new 2nd edition Gambit works better with Professor X, though. Which Captain Marvel? You must be more specific. I don't mean Shazam. We just fought Shikla last couple of weeks, but that was in a solo game. I have a few solo setups coming out on the YouTube channel that I played a couple weeks ago. If you're not a member, you can see those soon, so look forward to that. Okay, let's randomize the new thing. So this will be the last setup for this season, I think, unless I wait a little bit longer. It's just the timing is weird. Yeah, we may have Shazam come in soon. We don't know if he's the last hero in the DC core set. Secret Wars Captain Marvel. I kind of want to wait for a Spidey hero until 2nd edition. I love that version of Spider-Man so much more. And Miles Morales is not possible yet. Okay. I'm going to randomize the thing. Actually, let me unhide the results from the last setup before I forget, because I keep forgetting to do that. So the last one was called the Spaceborne Toxic Event. I'm going to unhide those results. All right, new match is coming. Let me hide this so we can get to it. That's very specific. Bastion's Hidden Heart of Darkness. I do like Bastion. That scheme is fun too. Interesting interaction with those. Okay, here we go. New match in 3, 2, 1. Very interesting. A Dark Alliance with Epic Ego. How is this gonna work? I have not done that before. Which means we got all those enemies. We got core set HYDRA. We didn't get Gambit. We did get Captain Marvel. We got Captain Marvel Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. with no other shield. We got a Spider. We got Invisible Woman. I think this is the first appearance of the Quantum Hound in the Randomizer League. What a weird one. All right, let me get the cards. Let's do this thing. What a weird setup. So weird. Awesome, glad you have all of them. Is there going to be any weird interactions with this Dark Alliance? Proper scheme and motivation to the Alliance. Klaw assisting Ego in becoming all there is. How would he do that with the sound abilities? That's a lot of enemies. Okay. I gotta get out 1E HYDRA. I put them away. But I'm gonna have to use them. Now, the question is, where did I put them? Here they are. And Sakaar Imperial Guard and Warbound. Interesting the two of those showed up. We got some World War Hulk stuff going on, thematically. And let me grab the Quantum Hound and the Heroes. There we go. Yeah, I could just win by defeating Ego, I think. Captain Marvel, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider. There's so many heroes. I'm so well organized, but it's just hard to find them all. Invisible Woman, Spider-Gwen, Wolfsbane. Okay, so we're gonna have to track Moonlight and Empowerment and all that. I did find my special Moonlight token, so I can track that, and I also got to get the scheme. It'll be fun, though, if we... oh, there's something I forgot to mention. Right around the time we add 2nd edition to the Randomizer League, I'm going to start the 2nd edition tier list rating, so we can add those to the rest. I think that's about enough time for people to be familiar with the cards without also being too susceptible to novelty bias. I think we got a pretty objective look at all these cards. The Moonlight token is a custom token made by Snatchcat and myself. It's part of the big token collection that we did. It is double-sided, I believe. Yep. Sunlight. Oh, it's falling out of this penny sleeve. And Moonlight. 290 heroes, including reprints. Is it exactly that number? I thought it was slightly different. All right, let me scan the scheme real quick because this one's interesting. So Ego comes in later. That's right, Epic Ego. So, question for the room, though. Here's the thing about Ego. I'll just put him over here. So, there we go. So he always leads any villain group plus 2 additional villain groups. And the scheme says, I want to make sure I'm playing this properly. On twist 1, you add the random mastermind in with 1 tactic. So, technically, shouldn't the 2 extra groups come in on twist 1? I don't think it'll make much of a mechanical difference if we all just build the decks ahead of time. I think technically you're supposed to randomize the mastermind at that time. If they have and always leads something else or anything else comes in, you add it at that moment. But just for setup's ease, I'm going to have us all just add them at the top. Even though technically, like I said, I think you're supposed to do it just at that one time. No, don't you do start of game and setup effects? Or do they not show up at all? So for 2nd edition, by the way, for the Enshrouded Identity scheme, you're supposed to add those extra groups when that mastermind appears. Because the Legendary League setup gave me 4 villain groups. Was it not supposed to do that? I like how we have a rules question. I haven't even started taking the cards out of the boxes yet. So are you telling me this setup should just have 2 groups and not 4, as listed here? And in which case, which ones do I use? They're listed here in alphabetical order, not the order they were randomized. Don't usually have a rules question before I start this thing. It does affect the order of scheme twists, which makes Ego show up in the first place. That is true. You would start with a smaller villain deck. Now, if the 2nd additional Mastermind, though, however, was Killmonger the Betrayer, you would add the Killmonger hero to the hero deck. We did just learn that for Enshrouded Identity, which I should probably get, because there's some clues on this. Wherever I put that one. I think I put him at the end. Here it is. This is very weird. Okay, so for Enshrouded Identity, the Mastermind comes into the game later. And we did get confirmation. It says here, do any start of game effects it has. You do the start of game effects, but if it requires something, you would bring that thing in when they show up. So again, for example, if you use Killmonger the Betrayer, who requires you to use Killmonger Spec Ops, special ops hero set, you would add him into the hero deck at that time. However, that is not an always leads. Always leads might be different. Actually, but if you played Enshrouded Identity, thank you. Okay, multiple Masterminds. I don't think that I appreciate that. I don't think that really applies here. For example, if you did Enshrouded Identity and you pulled Ultron Infinity, he always leads his Ultron sentries, which you always include, even in solo. If you did that and didn't include them, the game wouldn't work. So I think you would shuffle them in anyway. This is very interesting. So again, what I'm trying to figure out right now is, when I build this setup, am I using 2 villain groups or 4? I'm going to have to go to the Discord for this. I do not know what to do. I'm not confident either way. This is a terrible start to a stream. I can't even start my setup yet. All right, let's see if a playtester is around. Might need some emergency playtester help. I'm gonna post this directly into Yeah, you don't know it's Ego until Twist 1. If it was any other always leads, I wouldn't be adding them. That's something to consider. So, for example, let me grab Klaw out of the box. I'm not talking about the beginning of the game, I'm talking about when he shows up. So here's the Klaw Mastermind. Let's say Klaw was the additional Mastermind, and the first one was literally anybody else. On Twist 1 of Dark Alliance, add a random second Mastermind to the game with 1 tactic. That's all you do. So you add Klaw. You do not add the enemies of Wakanda to the game at that time. Now for Ego, it's literally the same thing, but he does add 2 additional villain groups. The reason why you add those 2 additional villain groups is because of his tactics. Actually, no, it's not. Sorry, it's because of his Master Strike. His Master Strike plays 2 cards in the villain deck. If I don't add those villains, yes, it's going to make the game a lot harder, because you'll run out of cards real fast and nobody's going to have a good time. However, if I decide to keep all 4 groups, is that a house rule? Is there a reason why all 4 villains populated here on Legendary Leagues? Because it's an additional Mastermind. I have to ask Travel about this. In fact, yeah, I'm leaning towards shuffle them in on Twist 1, but I don't really have... I'm going to check the FAQ. I'm gonna look around. I'm sorry this is such a boring stream right now, because I'm just looking up things. I'm going to see if there's any precedent for this decision. This has been discussed before. Searching Dark Alliance. No. Searching Ego. Like if he comes in later. I don't really see an answer there. I'm just gonna ask directly. Give me a second. I'm just gonna say a randomized Dark with Epic Ego as the additional Mastermind. I can at least get the hero deck together. Am I? His extra groups are Yes, I understand that rule, but that doesn't apply here either, because I'm not trying to figure out replacing always leads references to other things. This is either done as designed or it's something on Legendary Leagues that has to be fixed. I've never faced a weird interaction like this. I think I'll have an answer in just a moment. I asked an authority. Okay, so let me just get my heroes together, and it should be answered in just a moment. What a weird way to start. Alright, so Wolfsbane, she does Moonlight. She does some cool stuff. Invisible Woman has 4-cost cards, which are not going to be friendly with Moonlight, but she has some powerful stuff. Spider-Gwen has all 2 costs, also not friendly for Moonlight. Gonna make her struggle. Also does some cool stuff. And Ghost Rider, he's a hit or miss. The response I got was just, ugh, Dark Alliance. So, stand by. And, finally, Captain Marvel, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. with no S.H.I.E.L.D. support. These heroes are pretty disjointed. There is some class support and extra card draw support. I don't know how I'm going to be building. And she has... Hold on, she has all evens? So yeah, there's not all evens, but a lot of evens. What if you get like 4 Mass Effects before first twist? Having 16 extra villains would make it too easy. Yes, that's also a reason why I wouldn't want to do it early. So I have to wait to figure out how I'm building the villain deck, if at all. I think you might be right, though. I think it only should have 2 villain groups, making it extra tough when Ego shows up. But I'm going to wait and see what I find out. Because I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to add the extra always leads unless there's a special rule for that. Ego is set to add. Hold on a second. Okay, so the ruling I'm getting is to start without those villain groups and then add them in when he comes in, like some of you have said. Very interesting. I was thinking of... Let's see. Okay. He needs the extras to make it a fair game. That was Travel Size who told me that. Who developed the website you're looking at right here. Playtester for Legendary. So I'm going to go with what he says on that. Otherwise, even if it would be rules as written to not do that, it's going to be an awful game no one's going to have fun with. So I'm just going to, if it is a house rule, I'm house ruling it. And then we'll ask Devin later. I think I'll post this on Facebook and see if he responds. All right, so that's how I'm going to build it. Let me just do it. Thank you. Okay, that's how we're going to do it. Thanks all for your patience. The thing is, I don't know which are the 2 villain groups he's not leading. So Enemies of Wakanda comes in with Klaw. The rest are in alphabetical order. So I'm just going to roll for it to see which group is going to come in as the second group. That is how the website does it, but I did get further confirmation that that's how it's supposed to be played. Final consensus is starting the game with 2 villain groups. When Ego shows up, you add 2 more villain groups in. Now I'm trying to figure out which villain groups I should add. Where's my D12? Okay, 1 through 4 is HYDRA, 5 through 8 is Sakaar Imperial Guard, and 9 through 12 is Warbound. Let me hide this for a sec. Which one is going to start in the game with the enemies of Wakanda? I rolled it off the table. Whatever word you want to use. Okay. So that is Sakaar Imperial Guard are starting. So HYDRA and Warbound are coming in after. You can go debate with the playtesters in the Discord if you want, but I'm going to go with what the playtester said. They usually steer me right. All right, so HYDRA, Warbound are coming in later. So Warbound and HYDRA. I'm sorry you shuffled them in already. Okay, thank you for your patience with that. That was a lot. So we got the enemies of Wakanda. We've got Sakaar Imperial Guard. Oh, I grabbed the Shi'ar Imperial Guard. You know how often I've done that? So many times. So many times. Where are they? Here they are. I will look into this after the fact. If it's not explicitly written, I imagine if I ask about it, it's going to be say something like, yeah, with ego, you have to make that consideration. Now you know what to do. Okay, good. I'll edit the special rules when I can. But right now I got to build this thing. So all the Quantum Hounds. Boy, that was confusing. An epic ego. I've never started the game so late into a stream so far. And strikes, twist, blah, blah, blah. The tournament committee. Who do you think the tournament committee is? Oh no, I'm missing one of my second edition master strikes. Did I put it in the scheme twist? I only see 4. Probably went somewhere dumb. Alright, I'm guessing using classic master strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't put it in here, did I? Yes, enemies of Wakanda and Sakaar Imperial Guard are starting in the villain deck. And then the others will just show up later. Hopefully not on turn 1. I would like to avoid that. I'm gonna get these out of the way. I'm gonna get Klaw out of here. Yeah. And then, oh, I got the extra city spaces up here. I rolled the D12 and I rolled a 6, and that's why I went with Sakaar. To make it easy. So let's put Ego and his tactics off to the side. Here's Klaw. And there's his tactics. Yeah. All right. I think I'm just about ready. I do want to say a thank you before I do my overview here. This is a lot. I want to thank Captain Metroidica. Thank you for the Prime sub. That is 26 months for Captain Metroidica. Captain Metroidica has the entire library of Legendary 2nd Edition up on legendarycardgame.com if you want to check that out. If you haven't already. Alright, setup is uploaded. That's some dust from opening the cards, but that's what happens when you are playing with a flat surface. I think Tabletop Simulator should have a dust mode where just stuff falls on your playmat. Make it a little more realistic, you know? Okay, overview time. Finally, our Mastermind, our first Mastermind today is Klaw, who is double empowered by the colors of his sonic frequency. He always leads the enemies of Wakanda. Master Strike, put the top card of the hero deck next to Klaw as a sonic frequency. Putting any previous frequency on the bottom of the hero deck, each player must reveal a card that shares a color with it, or gain a wound. And here's how the scheme works, in case we're not familiar from all that nonsense at the beginning of the stream. On Twist 1, you add a random second Mastermind to the game with 1 Mastermind tactic. This time is going to be Epic Ego. It is predetermined. Twist 2 to 4, if that Mastermind is still in play, it gains another Mastermind tactic. Twist 5 to 6, each Mastermind captures a bystander, and Twist 7, evil wins. This gets to be really weird with Epic Ego, which we will talk about as soon as I pull Twist 1. But right now, Klaw is the only Mastermind, and if somehow I can defeat him before the first twist, that'll be great. But if not, we have an alternate win condition, and it's going to be odd. Speaking of odd, I have my Sunlight Moonlight card here, and I'm going to flip this depending on what we get for our starting HQ. I need to adjust my tracker as well. I need to change this to 8 twists, and we are also tracking nothing else because this is just a pure, simple timer scheme. No frills on this scheme. It's just you have more Masterminds, and that's the way that goes. All in all, I like this scheme a lot. I mean, unless you're announcing stuff to your living room, it makes sense you started before me. All right, our starting HQ. Let's see what we got. We are beginning with Captain Marvel, the Sword of S.H.I.E.L.D., Ghost Rider, Blazing Hellfire, Invisible Woman, 4 of a Kind, Dominate the Battlefield, Captain Marvel, and finally, Howl at the Moon, Wolfsbane. So we have 2 odd and 3 even cards. It's probably going to be Sunlight for most of this game, so we're going to just put this over here and make sure you all know it is Sunlight until it is not. Starting hands on the left. Left side has a 3 and 3. We were just talking on the Discord about how a 3 and 3 starting hand is more common, or a 3 and 3 and a 1 and 5 is more common than 4 and 4 and 2s on both sides, believe it or not. And I've been getting 3 and 3s as my first hand often. That's a little less common. Oh, it is Moonlight. For some reason, I didn't read the 3 as a 3. The 5s are definitely odd. It won't stay like that for long, I'll tell you that much. Okay, now take a deep breath. I have to decompress from the setup. Usually I'm fine with the setup, but this setup was something else. Alright, you ready? Let's actually play the game. That's what we're here to do anyway. Beginning with turn number 1. And we'll see when the first twist is pulled. It could be right now. I know, right? It's actually less common. Just by 1% or 2, I think. Okay. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Turn number 1. It's a Quantum Hound that comes in. Fight, choose Recruiter, Attack, then Explore. If the found hero has the icon you choose, KO one of your heroes. I really like Explore. We'll get into that when it's time to fight the Quantum Hound. Alright, so again, I've got a 3 and 3. Pretty easy to deal with. And what am I going to do? Oh, my symbols aren't here. Where are my symbols? Come back. There we go. My counters are back. So I can fight the Quantum Hound. Check it out. So again, the way Explore works is you tuck a hero that I don't think it has to cost 6 or less. I can't recall. But anyway, you tuck it to the bottom of the hero deck, and then you reveal 2 cards from the hero deck. You choose one of them. That is the found hero. Hey, Montax, welcome. Thank you for the resub. You missed the entire debacle on how to set this game up. 48 months for Montax. That's crazy. That's exactly 4 years, isn't it? Congratulations. Thank you for sticking around here for so long and supporting all of this crazy stuff we do here for so long. Congrats on the 4 years. I've been doing this for a while now, huh? Now, do I want to fight first or recruit first? I think... Let's look at my recruit options first. So, all I can take is Sword of S.H.I.E.L.D., 2 recruit, and then 4 shields, draw a card. The problem with her is you really have to commit to building shield to make this card work. And she is the only one. I would have to take only her cards on one side, and maybe some of the new officers would help with that. Because they would just draw if I get the officer specialist. That's the only card I can recruit. I would like to give myself some more options. So I think I'm going to want to do is... Oh, thank you. I'm going to explore, but I have to pick a hero to tuck. Blazing Hellfire is an interesting card because it gives you 5 attack for 5 cost, which is pretty good. But you have to KO a villain from your victory pile to do it. There are plenty of villains in this setup, especially because we'll get extra villains, but I don't want to give up any of that VP for the most part. Four of a Kind is a great card. I'm going to get some other cards that cost 4. And Howl at the Moon, though, only works with his effect during moonlight. And I feel like I'm going to be faced with a lot of sunlight in this game. So I'm actually going to tuck Howl at the Moon to the bottom so I can explore for something else. Let's see what I get. So I have to choose Recruit or Attack first before I do that. I'm going to choose Attack. But actually, I'm going to choose Recruit because I'd like to keep a hero that has Recruit on it. So Night Vision, I should have said Attack. Shoot. Well, I'm going to put Night Vision there. And I believe for Explore, you have to put the other one back on the bottom. So I'm putting the Ghost Rider back on the bottom. I don't get to KO one of my heroes. That was me fighting the... that whole thing was me fighting the Quantum Hound, by the way. So I lost out in a KO. So my bad. My bad. I did uncover Night Vision, which is 2 attack and Moonlight. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Discard a number of them. Put the rest back in any order. Again, I'm going to have trouble getting this to work. And I want early Recruit. So I'm going to take the Sword of Shield after all. And maybe I'll just take a bunch of shield over here. Maybe I'll load up on officers. Who knows? It's like filling up on appetizers. And we got Save the Day Spider-Gwen, and she's one of the reasons why I think I'm going to be in sunlight often. For example, it is now sunlight. So let's fix that. Because I got rid of the 5s, and I got even stuff now. Okay, moving on over. We have another. We have the rare 5 and 1, which is pretty common actually. Turn 2, a second Quantum Hound. I get another chance to not screw this up. But I do have 5 Recruit here, which means I can get a 5-cost card, which means I can take Blazing Hellfire. It's a nice early attack card. I probably would use all of these to try and hit Ego when he shows up. I might lose a lot of VP, but so be it. It'll work with some range stuff that I might see later on. And that's it for the turn. Disappearing Act, one of the best cards in the game. I could thin my entire deck on that side and the left side to just shield with it. Turn 3. All right, we got the Gladiators Coliseum already. This is going to be easy. By end of turn, only play cards from a single team of your choice or suffer. Each player reveals their hand, chooses a team, and discards all cards that don't belong to that team. And luckily, the only cards I have are shield, so this is going to be the easiest 4 VP I ever got. So I choose shield to play, and I play all my shield. Here we go. 5 and 1 again on both sides. So with this 5 Recruit, I think I really want Disappearing Act. I'll have 1 extra Recruit, but I can't take any 5 costs here anyway. I could take Night Vision and Save the Day. Save the Day. Patrol the rooftops. If it's empty, rescue a bystander. Then you get +1 attack for every 2 bystanders in a victory pile. But I'm just going to go in early on Disappearing Act and KO everything in sight. I think that'll be a worthwhile venture. Yeah, I love it when traps sort of auto-resolve like that. It's pretty nice. And we're still in sunlight. So back to the trap. It is the end of my turn. I only played 1 team, so goodbye. And my new hand is going to look like this. No Disappearing Act. I got a 4 and 2 now. And this is the 3 attack hand. So we'll see if something comes up that I can fight besides the Quantum Hound. And it's just another Quantum Hound. Okay, then. There we go. I'm going to play my 3 and 3. 3 attack, 3 recruit. And fight a Quantum Hound. But again, do I want to recruit first? Maybe I'm making this a self-fulfilling prophecy by not taking any Wolfsbane. I just feel like I'm rarely going to be in Moonlight. So I'm just trying to avoid her card. So I'm going to go ahead and try this again. I'm going to fight this Quantum Hound for 3 attack. I'm going to choose attack this time and then explore. So Night Vision is going to the bottom. Actually, I should probably replace Howl at the Moon. It's a good card, although maybe that's a reason I should keep it. No, I'll get rid of the 3-coster. I just don't want to be locked out. So I'm glad I chose attack because I got 2 different cards here. I got First Adventure and I got Unseen Rescue. First Adventure is pretty good. My victory pile is not going to be empty that often. And the bank's probably not going to be that empty. So I'm going to put Unseen Rescue there. And tuck Gwen. It definitely is a Sunlight Hero deck. I want to check... I want to check Explore, make sure I'm doing it right. I think I'm doing it right. I just don't want to be making the mistake the whole time. It has been a while. So now I get to KO one of my heroes, and let's get rid of a trooper. I want to keep my recruit for now. Yep, put one on the bottom, reveal the top 2 cards. Other one goes in the bottom. Cool, I've been doing it right. And that's it for this Quantum Hound. Now with my 3 recruit, I tucked the 1 card that gave me that I could buy, unfortunately. But I do have Save the Day. Patrol the rooftops. If it's empty, rescue a bystander, and then you get +1 attack for every 2 bystanders in your victory pile. I don't know how many I'm going to get, but we'll see. I don't think I'm going to end up building a full spider deck over here. We'll see how close I get. And I got an odd-numbered card, but that's another Ghost Rider. If I get enough of them, I can compound them all. Also, I got to remember, Klaw's double empowered when he gets some sonic frequencies, but right now, he's only at 8. I do wonder how many more strikes I'm going to play before Twist. I'm guessing I'm going to play a Twist before any strikes. But I could be wrong on that. Okay, turn number 5. Another Quantum Hound. Big influx of henchmen showing up. I like these guys. It's a 4 and 2 hand, so that's 2 recruit, 4 recruit, 2 attack. And I don't have enough to hit a Quantum Hound, but I do have enough to pick up a 5 cost. Now, on this left-hand side, I'm tempted to take Howl at the Moon here. I could get extra KO power, but I don't need it with Invisible Woman. Plus, I can get this out of the HQ and just give me a card that gives me 3 attack and put all the Ghost Rider on the same side. I also do have 4 of a kind, which will work with the other Invisible Woman card that I have. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up Howl at the Moon for 5. Oh, why did I say I had 5? I had 4. Oh, I see what happened. I did a button thing. Yep. That's fine. That's easy. That was going to be 4 of a kind, like I said. And then this Invisible Woman card comes in here. I was looking in the wrong spot. But that's okay. I got the Sword of Shield for my next hand, though. Turn 6 gives me the following. Another Quantum Hound. I swear I shuffled this. Have I played nothing but Quantum Hounds? That's wild. Okay. 4 recruit, 2 attack, and I'm gonna shuffle this just in case. I'm not gonna look, because if I look, I'll jinx it. It could be shuffled, it could be not. Pretty sure I shuffled it, but if I don't have knowledge, it doesn't really matter. Okay, I've got 4 and 2. And on this side, I have 2 options. I could take Disappearing Act. I could also take Unseen Rescue to rescue bystanders. I think a Disappearing Act on the right-hand side would be a good idea, too. I'll take one of those. It might be my favorite, but just to ease doubts, I'd give it another shuffle. I pull another Quantum Hound, that'll be really funny. 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna end up shuffling it anyway when we play a Twist. And, cool, that's my next hand. Let's move over. It happens from time to time. Next we have... Oh no, wait, I pulled the trap, I forgot that. So I definitely did shuffle it. But again, without knowledge, I don't really care about the shuffle. We pulled Headman Char. During your turn, the Headman Char gets +1 attack for each villain in your victory pile, and escape each player gains a wound. Okay. He's easier to defeat early. Left-hand side has got 1 villain, and right-hand side has also 1, so he's going to be at a permanent 3 attack. This is usually how I do this. I do a left and right. So for now, he's going to be at 3 attack on both sides. So that's how I'll do that. Put him down in the corner. All right, let's see what I've got. I do have the Sword of Shield, which I can actually do this turn. So 4 shield is draw a card. I'm going to have to play 4 shield first. So let's go ahead and go recruit, recruit, recruit. I'll play everything. Doesn't really matter. 3 recruit, 2 attack, and then I'll play the Sword of Shield for 2 recruit and to draw a card off of that. And it is an agent, which gives me a total of 6 recruit. Okay. If one of my cards got stuck under the table, that would be a very different situation. Okay, dominate the battlefield is 2 attack and then ranged last stand. I do have a ranged card. Last stand is +1 attack for each empty space in the city, I believe, which actually is really good with ego if the city is really big. So we'll see if that happens. And there's Fateful Bridge. And yeah, we're still in sunlight. And there's Disappearing Act from the bottom of my deck. If I get a lot of recruit, I can start KOing stuff, but I gotta start hitting stuff because look at that city. Okay. Moving on over to turn 8 already, and we're gonna get our first bystander going to Henchmen Char. The villain deck's being very weird today. Alright, well, I do have some attack this turn. I do have Save the Day, and Save the Day is 1 attack. The rooftops are not empty, so I won't rescue a bystander. I could clear them with Ghost Rider. Let's see what I get otherwise. I've got 3 recruit, 1, 2, 3. A 4th recruit. I do like the design of these agents. I've got Blazing Hellfire, so I may KO the 1 Quantum Hound I have in my victory pile, which will actually weaken Henchmen Char if I do that. Give me a +3 attack. I would have a total of 5. And then Spider-Gwen would give me 6 total attack. That would be enough to hit Henchmen Char for 2, and then one of these Quantum Hounds. Now, if I KO the Quantum Hound, and I defeat the one on the rooftops, then I can get rid of... Then I can play Save the Day and get a bystander. And I think that's a worthwhile use of Ghost Rider here. I'm going to play him for 2, and I'm going to KO this Quantum Hound from my victory pile, just a loss of 1 VP. And I get 3 more attack. And I'm going to go to the rooftops and target this Quantum Hound for 3 attack. Now I'm going to explore. Now, which card do I want to get rid of here? I don't really think Fateful Bridge is a very good card for what I'm building. So I'm going to tuck this hero. And then for the henchmen on the rooftops, I'm going to say... I've seen a lot of attack cards. I'm going to say I want some more attack cards. So here we go. Nothing. Okay, so Unseen Rescue's going there. And I have to KO one of my heroes. It's going to be a shield agent. And that is it for this Quantum Hound. Henchmen Char's back up to 3 over here. That's okay. It's kind of part of the plan. Now I play Save the Day. Now that the rooftops are empty. 1 attack. If it's empty, rescue a bystander, and you get +1 attack for every 2 bystanders in your victory pile. I don't have any right now. I'm about to have 1, and it's young Cassie Lang. +2 recruit, usable only to recruit a hero that costs 2 or less, or a hero with size changing. Would have been great if I kept Spider-Gwen there, but I got rid of her, so. This does work towards a sidekick, though, so I will use her towards a sidekick. I got basically a free sidekick by doing that. And 1 bystander, so I don't get any more bonus attack, but I'll take this moment to recruit my free sidekick. And it's going to be a daring sidekick from 2nd edition. And with 3 attack, I can fight Henchmen Char before he gets any stronger. With that 1 villain in my victory pile, as I certainly don't want him to escape. And give each player a wound. Oh, maybe I should have... No, I couldn't have done that first. I had to do it in that order. But that's my 2nd villain and my 2nd bystander rescued. So that means that I have 2 bystanders. So the next time I do Save the Day, I get +1 attack for it. And then finally with my 4 recruit, I can have my option of Unseen Rescue Invisible Woman to focus to rescue a bystander. This actually works really well with Save the Day. So I think I'm going to take this, even though Disappearing Act is right there. I've already taken one over here, I believe. Got a nice Invisible Woman Spider-Gwen combo with those bystanders. I would take more Save the Day. This can actually ramp up pretty well if I make that work. Happy to have a combo I didn't expect. I have to check my records, but I don't know if I've done Dark Alliance. I think beating this game would only eliminate Klaw and not Ego. But I have to check my history on what I've done before. So I can't say with certainty. He's missing most of the game right now, so. I think that's how I did it for World War Hulk. It's just the first Mastermind that shows up. Turn 9 is Tetu, our first enemies of Wakanda showing up. Empowered by a ranged ambush, put a hero from the HQ that isn't empowering any enemies of Wakanda, including himself, on the bottom of the hero deck. And that is all of them except for Ghost Rider right here. I'm going to tuck Fateful Bridge again. It's nice for instinct tech class triggers, but I'm not really doing that, or the 2-card thing. And it's replaced with the same card. As spiders go. I'm going to start with Disappearing Act. For those who don't know, this is one of the best commons in the game. It gives you 2 recruit, and you can spend that 2 recruit and any other 2 recruit you have during your turn to KO a card from your hand or discard pile. Now, I don't have a discard pile, so if I want to use this, I'm going to have to keep stuff in my hand. 2 attack is not going to do anything for me, so at the very least, I'll play 2 more agents. And I think instead of doing any KOing this turn, I'm going to get the 1 more recruit and pick up the other Howl at the Moon. I'm just getting these because they have 3 attack on them from a single card, even though I'm not really going to get the Moonlight. I'll thin my deck in a little bit. And another Fateful Bridge shows up. These are the weirdest shuffles I've ever seen. And I've seen some weird shuffles. I got 4 of a kind with no other 4 costs, and I have to remind myself I need shield cards. I do get Last Stand this turn thanks to Invisible Woman, so we'll see if I can clear the city enough to make that work. Turn 10 is another Tetu. So, any non-range hero goes to the bottom. I'm going to tuck another Fateful Bridge. And, ooh, there's Invisible Barrier. Invisible Woman's rare. Unfortunately, I can't cancel fight effects with this. I can cancel ambush effects with this, which will be good for, I think Warbound has some ambushes. And so does Tetu, and some other enemies of Wakanda, I think. But not as many as I would have expected. And yeah, they're 5 for now because of the 1 ranged in there. I'm going to generate plenty of attack, though, this turn. I'm probably going to hit Klaw. So I don't think that I'm going to move Blazing Hellfire out of the HQ. So yeah, I might as well put the counters on them to keep track. They could be a lot worse. There's a lot more range in this hero deck. Okay, back to my cards. I've got... I'm going to start with my Daring Sidekick. So you get 1 attack, draw a card, and send it on its way. And there is Disappearing Act, which I'll play. Again, I can focus 2 to do a KO. Let's go with that. I don't have a discard pile here either, so I got to be careful what I get rid of. I do have Save the Day once again, which will give me an extra attack for the 2 bystanders I have. In fact, I should probably track that where y'all can see it. Let me do this. I'm going to grab a bystander from the bottom of the deck. I'm looking for a standard one. This will represent the bystander count on the right side. I'll just keep it easy. Although it looks like Klaw has those. That might be confusing. I'm just going to keep this over here. Won't get in anybody's way over there. I got 2 bystanders in my victory pile. That's what that stands for. I could get 1 more if I clear the rooftops. I could also get rid of a Quantum Hound with this Blazing Hellfire. It might be worth it to do that again. So I'm going to do so. Let's KO a Quantum Hound, losing out on a little VP to get more VP from bystanders. I got 3 more attack.
I'm okay with that exchange. If I want to hit Klaw, I can do so by playing 2 troopers. If I hit the Quantum Hound first, I'll be down to 3 attack. I'll play Save the Day, go up to 4, and then I'll go up to 5 for the 2 bystanders I have in my victory pile. But it won't be enough to do what I need to do. So I think I'm going to... Yeah, I'll be able to hit Klaw, but that's all I'm going to be able to hit. I think for the sake of how this game works, that's going to be worth it. It'll be up to the left-hand side to hit something. I do have Last Stand, but it's not going to be very effective. I don't think I'll have an escape, though. I think I can avoid an escape. That's the key. So let me play. I'll have 2 recruit as well. I should do a KO. I'm not going to clear the city, so I'm going to play Save the Day right now. And I'll play 1 trooper. And then I'm at 8. Yep. 5, 6, 2, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. And the sidekick is 8. And just checking the Mastermind. Doesn't have a sonic frequency yet. He's about to get one. Let me go ahead and hit him right now for 8. Could be a lot worse if I let him sit around. Okay, the first tactic is Cohesive Sound Construct. Rescue 4 bystanders. Now I probably will have an escape. I forgot that one of his things entered. Well, I messed myself up. Now I have to pull something that's not a villain, or I'm in trouble. Maybe one of these bystanders will help me, though. Let's start by rescuing 4 bystanders. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here they are. Let's go over here. The first one is a standard bystander. It's going to help a Spider-Gwen, but again... Oh, cool, I have an escape right now. So this happens immediately. I did not expect an escape so soon, so she becomes an enemy. Yeah, perfect timing. Escapes for me. Double Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Play a copy of one of your S.H.I.E.L.D. heroes or HYDRA allies. Oh, I do get an extra attack. I played a copy of the S.H.I.E.L.D. Trooper, but it's too late. Won't be enough anyway. Dog Show Judge. Each player reveals the top card of their deck. Judge wanted to be best in show. That player draws that card. I'm going to take Unseen Rescue. Oh, I could have avoided the escape. If it wasn't Amy, I would have been fine. But I'll take Unseen Rescue for the extra attack. Gross. Okay. And now the tactic enters as a villain whose only ability is escape. This card becomes a Master Strike that takes effect immediately. So thanks to this, Quantum Hound is going to escape. Could have been avoidable. And I got a KO hero from the HQ that costs 6 or less. Getting rid of Spider-Gwen. And then the Quantum Hound is going to run away. And that is 1 escape that I really shouldn't have had. And there we go. There's our new city. Now, to avoid even further escapes, I'm going to play Unseen Rescue to attack. And I can focus to rescue more bystanders instead. And I've got a trooper for another attack. So with 4 attack, by the way, Tetris are at 6 now. Had to have a lot of ranged here. I can hit either the Quantum Hound or Amy with this amount of attack. Let's see if I can sneak one more KO in by taking care of the Quantum Hound. Although if I hit the Copycat, I get a KO regardless. So let's just do that. And more bystanders for me on this side. So I'll spend the 3 attack to get rid of the Copycat. I'll adjust my bystander count in a second. And I KO one of my heroes. It's going to be... I'm going to say I played the agent first so I can get it and then KO it because I need to keep my attack for now. So that is going to up my bystander count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total bystanders. That's 3 attack from Save the Day. I hope I get to see more of those. That's a really good card now. It costs 2, and if the rooftop's empty, it gives me a lot of attack. I have 3 recruit left, which I can't use to get anything here. So I'm going to take my chance on one of the new officers, and maybe I'll get lucky. Let's spend 3 recruit on an officer, because I do still need to recruit things. And it is a Covert Specialist. Covert, draw a card. That's great. I have Covert ones. My first specialist. I don't think I've recruited one yet. It is 7, actually. I don't think I've recruited one on stream yet. No, it's only 6. I just bumped it. 6 bystanders. So I pulled it at the right time. That's a lot of recruit. Still a bit in trouble here. Turn 11. Another Quantum Hound. I swear I put strikes and twists in this thing. So I'm correct, right? That Last Stand gives you +1 attack for each empty space in the city. So right now, Captain Marvel gives me nothing. Unless I hit something else first. I have no 4-cost cards, so I might as well play 4 of a kind first. Even though I don't get the bonus to attack. Actually, shield, 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 shield. There's another way I could go. If I play all 4 shield cards and then I draw a card with the Sword of Shield, I could draw 4 costs, which could give me more attack with 4 of a kind. But if I do that, I don't get the Last Stand bonus, which I wouldn't get if I played it right now anyway. If I wait on Last Stand, I only have 2 attack and I can't hit anything anyway, so I might as well do it that other way. So let's just play Last Stand without the... Let's play Dominate the Battlefield without the Last Stand bonus. That means I have to play 3 shield agents first. And then I have to play Dominate the Battlefield. I got no wall crawl here. So just 2 attack. Last Stand does not activate. Sword of Shield is going to activate off the 4 shield cards. I get to draw out my Savior card, which is Giraffes. So I get 1 more recruit. And then 4 of a kind is not going to give me anything extra. So I end up with 6 recruit and 4 attack with no focus abilities, but I can hit something, and that something is a Quantum Hound. I gotta get those, maybe I should get a Blazing Hellfire out of here to weaken those tattoo cards. But I could also get rid of one with a Quantum Hound. So let's go over to the sewers, and let's target this one. Now, what to put on the bottom of the deck? I want to take more Unseen Rescue on the right and keep this Disappearing Axe somewhere, so I think I'm going to get rid of one of these Blazing Hellfires. By the way, it's Moonlight right now, but it doesn't really matter. I'll take the one here, tuck it, and I'm going to say I'm going to reveal... I'm pressured for attack, and I got a lot of recruit. I'm going to say attack. So we've got attack and attack. Radiant Blast cares if you drew extra cards this turn, which I would rather get than Last Stand right now, even though Last Stand can be really good. Later on, but with ego, but it's gone for now. Now we're back in Sunlight, and I get to kill one of my heroes because it had an attack icon, and it's going to be I'm good on recruit, so let's get rid of the shield agent, and that's going to be it for this Quantum Hound on the left. I got myself 1 space that I'm probably not going to be able to take care of. I replaced it with a range card, so Tattoo's still at 6 attack. And I've got, yeah, once I start hitting him, it'll get worse. But it'll be good. I can use the Last Stand with his Expanded City to take out Klaw and then take him out. Or I can just take him out and not worry about Klaw, but then I lose the XP, or the VP. So, for 6 recruit, I do think I want to take this Radiant Blast. Well, I guess I could have taken the 6 cost and left it there, but I'd rather take this Radiant Blast for 4 instead of the Hellfire. And Save the Day is great, but it's got to go on the right side. I want another one. So we are still in Sunlight. I'm going to take a sidekick for the last 2 recruit I've got, and it's Hairball. And there's... I feel like this deck is pretty thinned. Although it's not really. I just haven't recruited that much. But there's going to be more KOs with Invisible Woman once the city stops being so high pressure. Moving on over to the side where I can't hit anything. Turn 12. All right, there we go. 12 turns in. That's a generous time of a buffer before this happened. Are you ready? Add a random second Mastermind to the game with 1 Mastermind tactic, and this was determined by our randomizer, and it is Epic Ego, who is our additional Mastermind. And here's how this works, so pay attention. Epic Ego comes in as the additional Mastermind. Ego gets +2 for each city space total. When there are no more city spaces, good wins. So the game ends in my favor when the city is gone. Always leads any villain group +2 additional villain groups. So here's how we determine we're going to do that. The villain groups that he's going to bring in are HYDRA from the core set and Warbound from World War Hulk. We had a big discussion about this at the beginning of the game, and we are going to shuffle in these two groups. So HYDRA and Warbound get shuffled into the villain deck right now. On a strike, his strike becomes an extra city space to the left of the side of the city. If there are at least 2 villains in the city, each player gains a wound. Play 2 cards in the villain deck. That last line is why we're shuffling in the extra villains. Otherwise, we haven't played a single strike. This game would be over very, unfortunately, fast. Here we go. Make sure I get him shuffled in well. So he's going to start expanding the city, and that's going to make things a little better for me before they make it worse. He only has 1 tactic, by the way. I have to shuffle a tactic for him to have. But with Ego, it doesn't really matter. He always keeps his tactics. They just get shuffled back in. Alright. So, villain deck is shuffled up. Got his tactics off to the side. When you fight him, he destroys city spaces, and when on a strike, he makes new city spaces. At least, this didn't cause an escape here. So here we go. We got Klaw and Epic Ego being buddies. I think Ego's trying to make everything him, and he's convinced Klaw that if you use your Resonance abilities to help me do that, then I can give you one of me. And he's like, sure, I'll take one of you. Because it's basically a paradise. Get whatever you want there. I think Klaw's cool with that. Plenty of natural resources. Okay, I think that is fully resolved now. Let's move on. Yeah, we got his 1 tactic off to the side. But again, doesn't matter. He always keeps them. I've got 5 recruit on this right-hand side. Let's go ahead and pick up the other Blazing Hellfire without thinking too much about it. And by the way, Tattoo's back to nothing. He's gonna get what he can get out of it and try to weasel his way out. I have a winning strategy over here with Save the Day. I just gotta get that other one. I know I didn't recruit it this turn, but it only costs 2, and I should be able to get it soon. Get as many bystanders as I can, ramp it up. I got a pseudo Black Widow, you know? I do have plenty of recruit there. If I can thin my deck down to just a bunch of Save the Day and keep the city clear, that's a winning combo. But as soon as the rooftops are destroyed, she no longer ramps. But then Ego might not need that much attack to be defeated. Turn 13, Warbound Rescue. By end of turn, put a Warbound villain and a Henchman villain from your victory pile or back into the city. Or suffer, each player gains a wound. The good news is I've defeated a Warbound villain. The bad news is, just kidding, it was a Sakaar Imperial Guard villain, and it wasn't a villain, it was a trap. So there are none. I can't do this. They haven't appeared from the villain deck yet. Each player is just going to get a wound by the end of this. I guess so, but yeah, that means on the strikes are going to be rough. On a strike, he's going to get empowered, and Ego's going to also get empowered. At the same time. They do kind of both get empowered in different ways of using the word. Alright, Hairball, you're up. 1 attack, draw a card. Yep, I'm on the left hand. I almost forgot what side I was on. Dominate the battlefield here. Hairball goes away. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 more attack, 5 more. Cool. Yeah, I can ignore him to win the game, but I do kind of want his VP, especially with that 1 escape I unfortunately got. I don't think this is... Well, this might be a decently high escape-based setup, because as you destroy Ego, escapes are more likely. Also, well, that's just it. 6 attack. I should probably hit one of these Tattoo while I can. Let's go ahead and hit the one. Because I played Hairball. I'm going to hit Tattoo before he gets empowered any more than before. I'm not going to use the extra 2 attack anyway. I can't hit anything for that.
By the way, I should give Ego his dice. There's 5 city spaces. He's at 11 attack. And that will change. Yeah, let's take care of... the fight effect is the same as the ambush effect. Put any hero from the HQ that isn't empowering any enemies of Wakanda on the bottom of the hero deck. So he might end up empowering stuff. These are all pretty good cards. I don't have a lot of Marvel Knights, so I don't need that much recruit. So I'm going to tuck Hell on Wheels for his fight effect. And I got Radiant Blast, which is going to empower the other one. So this one is at 5. And that's that turn. Next, I've got 2 recruit. Again, I want to take Save the Day on the other side. So we're going to go with the sidekick. And it's a second Hairball. What do you know? Okay, I finished my turn. So over to the villain deck. I failed to do this, so each player gains a wound. It's still the left-hand side's turn before I move over. So left-hand side gets a spreading nanovirus, ouch. And the right-hand side gets a standard wound. Less ouch, but still ouch. And this Warbound Rescue is KO'd. Okay. Right hand, what do you got? Some things. I have no more villain. I have a more expensive villain to get rid of if I want to KO it. Turn 14 is... Okay, there's another Sakaar Imperial Guard. Fight. If you outwit Lieutenant Kaera, draw 2 cards. That means you have at least 3 different costs. Okay. Disappearing Act. I can focus to KO things, and I might just do that. I got 1, 2, 3 recruit. I've got Blazing Hellfire again, which I can use to get some more attack. But I don't want to KO my Headman Shard. He's worth a lot of VP. He's worth 2. Actually, not that much. But I think I'm just going to play him for 2 without KOing a villain and play my Trooper for another attack. And I do have a wound in my discard pile, which I can use Disappearing Act on. But first, I'm going to fight the Quantum Hound here on the bridge. I'm going to... Oh, but I also want Save the Day. Actually, I'm going to change order of operations here. I'm going to spend 2 recruit to recruit Save the Day right now. That's really something I want for what I'm building. Another Disappearing Act showed up. I don't need this many Disappearing Acts. One is fine, 2 is great. I don't need this many, so I'm gonna... Well, the Radiant Blast is not the best card either. If you drew any extra cards this turn, you get +1 attack. I don't really like this card that much. It's not that strong. It's 3 for 4 at best. Not too hard to trigger if you have a lot of cards that draw things. Unseen Rescue also has diminishing returns because if you have 2 in your hand, it doesn't really do much more. You can only use the ability 4 times per turn. It's not 4 times per card. My gut says tuck Radiant Blast, so I'm going to tuck Radiant Blast. So let's go back to the Quantum Hound. Spend the 3 attack. I'll explore. We'll get rid of Radiant Blast. I'm going to say attack again. There's another Radiant Blast. Yeah, Radiant Blast is going to stay, even though it's empowering. And I do get to KO one of my heroes, because it does have the symbol. And we're going to get rid of one of my shield agents. And then we're going to, with my 3 recruit, we're going to focus 2 of that to KO a card from my hand or discard pile, KOing this wound in my discard pile. Cool. I think that was a good use of my resources. I got Save the Day and some Bystander Rescue in hand, making it even better. Not a single Master Strike has been played so far. I feel like this next card's a Master Strike. Nope, it was a Quantum Hound. Quantum Hounds have been showing up at the most unexpected times so far. Okay, I have some firepower here, and I have to play these in a certain order, as you do. So 2 recruit, and I have the focus KO loaded up. Next, I've got 4 of a kind, which is going to work to attack. I played another card that costs 4, so I get 2 more attack. On top of that, Radiant Blast again gives me 1 attack if I drew any extra cards, which I have not done.
It is very much sunlight, as I expected, so Howl at the Moon just gives me 3 attack. Is there anything that can let me draw some cards? Lieutenant Kyra can. If I fight Kyra, I draw 2 cards. However, if I just play Radiant Blast a la carte, I get to fight Klaw again. Or I get to fight his tactic in the city. If I went ahead and hit Lieutenant Kyra, I'd draw 2 cards and got 1 more attack from Radiant Blast, which would let me hit more things. And the city is kind of full. The right-hand side has 1, 2, 3... Right-hand side has a lot of firepower, actually. Again, I'm only hitting Klaw for the VP because there's a very specific way I must defeat Ego. I can't defeat him any other way at this point. I have to get rid of the city by fighting him. And he is really strong. It's best to fight him before the city gets too out of control. I can't get to 11. They're not empty for now, but they can get pushed if I leave Lieutenant Kyra there. That is a good point, though. If I want to set up for the rooftops, I can clear a space now, but then she could just get pushed. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, which wouldn't be enough. It's interesting to think about the fact that usually I just want to hit the Mastermind as fast as I can. But here it doesn't really matter. It only matters if I could get rid of Klaw that his strikes won't happen. So I should probably hit him before he gets his double empowerment, because that's going to make things really annoying. Maybe if I fight Lieutenant Kyra, I can draw 2 more cards that'll help me fight Klaw if I'm lucky. We're going to take that shot. I'm going to spend 7 attack fighting Lieutenant Kyra. I do outwit. I have 0, 4, and 5. I just barely do it. I can ignore Klaw. However, if, my secondary goal is to get all his VP from his tactics. And if I defeat Ego without Klaw, I lose out on that VP. But I think there's going to be enough time to do both. And I can't rush it, because otherwise, if I take Klaw out early, it's not going to matter. I'm committing to what I did. I do outwit, so I get to draw 2 cards. Let's see if they're good ones. An Agent and Sword of Shield. Okay. So Sword of Shield will trigger. I'll play Radiant Blast. That gives me 2 attack plus 1 for drawing the extra cards. I'll play all 3 agents. 1, 2, 3. And I'll play the Sword of Shield. 2 more recruit, and I draw another card. And it's a trooper. Okay. So I'm at 4. See, I didn't do much in clearing the rooftops for myself, but I did give myself another thing I can fight. I do have 7 recruit, so I can get Invisible Barrier to cancel ambushes. There's not a lot of actually, I just shuffled in those other villains. There could be some decent amount of ambushes. I don't really remember how many ambushes there are in the villain deck right now, but regardless, it's 5 attack. And if I can thin my deck enough, I can be ready for any ambushes that might happen. I think this is better than KOing a bunch of cards with the focus ability right now. So I'm going to I'll pick up the rare when I see it. I'm going to take the rare for 7. There's First Adventure. All right, with 4 attack, if I had decided to move Radiant Blast, I could have hit Tetju, but that was more worth it. Let's go for the Quantum Hound. Yeah, HYDRA definitely. Warbound I wasn't 100%, but I think it's the traps instead of the trap instead of the ambush. I couldn't have got an ambush henchman with this. So let's subtract my 3 attack. Let's tuck First Adventure. Let's say attack again. And reveal. Disappearing Act and Radiant Blast. Alright, I guess we're empowering Tetsu more so I can get a KO. Let's go up to 6. And we'll take out the Quantum Hound so I don't lose out on that KO. And we're going to get rid of a Shield Agent. And yeah, now he's at 6. Okay. Productive turn. Too bad about the rooftops, though. I do have that Grievous Wound to take care of. I probably should have used Invisible Woman on that Grievous Wound, but I really wanted that rare instead. Moving forward. Okay, this is a blessing in disguise. This means turn 19's hand is going to be great. Turn 17's hand, not so much. Turn 16 is right now, though. It's another twist. Okay, so Ego gets another tactic. That's all that happens. That's it. We are on a timer, but we did add those extra groups. All right. We're starting with Unseen Rescue. I can focus 2 recruit to rescue a bystander. And I'm at 4 attack. Total. And Save the Day requires you to patrol the rooftops. And it is not empty. There's a big, beefy 8 attack villain in there. So I can't do my ramp right now. However, what I can do is play 2 recruit and focus 2 to rescue a bystander, and maybe it'll help me do something interesting. So I'll spend that 2 recruit to rescue whatever bystander this is. It's Agent Jimmy Woo. Okay, close-up magic. Reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Okay. The player on your left says one of those card names, mix them up and reveal one and say, is this your card? If so, draw it. Now, the one I want to draw, if I took Blazing Hellfire, I can get enough attack to clear the rooftops, which would be cool. So I'm going to say Blazing Hellfire. Definitely worth the KO there. So I hope that I get it. But I might not. Because usually when I play the Jimmy Woo card, I don't do a good job in picking the right one. Would love to get that, though. Okay, here we go. Is this your card? Nope, see, I always screw that one up. I don't think it's ever worked for me. So, unfortunately, I didn't get the attack I needed. So, playing Save the Day isn't going to do anything for me. Just give me 1 attack, and I don't do anything else. Because I can't hit anything. And it never fails. Look, the entire HQ is not only sunlight, it is 4 sunlight. Exactly. 4s all the way across. He's not very good at magic. He's working on it, okay? Okay. I do like how we have the comic art Jimmy Woo, but it's Randall Park Jimmy Woo doing the magic. All right, turn 17. No-name Brood Queen from Warbound. Wounded Fury. Fight. Feast. If this feasts on a non-gray hero, draw 2 cards. Yes, I do know that the Masterminds have their start of game set up. The issue with Ego is that it's his always leads, not start of game. We did get confirmation that other stuff about inclusions, like the example I mentioned was Killmonger. It says always include. Killmonger Special Ops is one of the heroes. So that would count as something you enter in. It was just the fact that it's part of the always leads rules, which was a bit confusing. He doesn't say start of game on those cards because it is an always lead situation. Okay, anyway, Wounded Fury on Brood Queen. I don't have any wounds in the discard pile right now. If I let her eat something, I get to draw some cards, which would be cool. This is the Calm Before the Storm hand. It's another 4 and 2 on turn 17. So let's go ahead and give myself those. And that's enough to recruit literally anything in the HQ right now. What would be the best card I can get? I already have a Disappearing Act. The emphasis on the word kinda. I agree with you in function. That's why after consulting, I agree that they should be added in. It's just not, verbatim. It doesn't say start of game. That's why there was a question. But I agree with you in function. Okay. I could take Radiant Blast. Again, not really helping me out that much. I think I want to take another Disappearing Act. I gotta thin the deck a bit better. So we'll pick one of those up. Plus, it gives me recruit fodder for those focuses anyway. And there's Wolfsbane, who I forgot about. She can try to make it Moonlight, but sorry, it's not happening in this setup. Like I said, this next hand should be good. I'm playing the odds here. Well, there's a wound in it, but it's pretty good. I do have Invisible Woman's rare on top, so I gotta watch out for ambush effects. I can cancel them and draw cards at some point. So we'll see. Any ambushes happen in the next 2 turns. Turn 18 is no ambush. Primus Van. Primus Van gets +1 attack for each villain adjacent to him. Fight, KO one of your heroes. Not a great situation. I have saved the day again, and the rooftops are not clear. Let's go with Blazing Hellfire. If I KO the villain, I'll have 6 total attack. I can hit Tetu while he's buffed up. I also would like Cohesive Sound Construct to get pushed out of the rooftop, so I don't think I want to fight any of these. As far as recruit, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 recruit. No focus abilities. I could take another Unseen Rescue. Why not? Sounds fun. For 4. I could have recruited a Radiant Blast to weaken Tetu, but I don't really want to do that. Yeah, let's act in the spirit of urgency. Let's go ahead and KO another Quantum Hound to get 3 more attack. And then we'll play Save the Day for just 1 attack right now. It'll be worth more, I promise. And we'll fight Tetu on the streets. And I got the Tuck something, so I'm going to spend the 6 attack. Put it here from the HQ that isn't empowering any enemies of the Wakanda on the bottom. Wolfsbane's going away again. And there's 4 of a kind. So, luckily for me, no more empowered by ranged. So that's that. That goes to my victory pile. I'm hoping he gets pushed out next turn. Oh, I forgot to add Jimmy Woo to the bystanders, so I have 7 bystanders now over there. And that is the turn. Ghost Rider's eating all my VP. I gotta subsidize that with some claw tactics, I think. Nanovirus aside, I think it's a pretty good turn I got coming up. Turn 19. Nope, no ambush. I got Hydra Kidnappers. Fight, you may gain a shield officer. Not a very ambushy setup for me. So I am safe to play. This actually be pretty good when Ego comes up. So Invisible Barrier, you can use this even if you've already played the card. So I've got 5 attack from this. Doesn't matter if I play it. Howl at the Moon, Howling at the Sun, really. I've got Disappearing Act, 2 recruit. Can do some KOs. I might use that on the Nanovirus. I got Hairball, 1 attack. Draw a card. And Hairball goes away thanks to that card draw when I play Radiant Blast. That was an extra card I drew, so I get additional attack. So I'm left with 14 attack, which is pretty good. I got 1 more recruit with this agent. I think I'm going to immediately, though, focus 2 recruit to KO a card from my hand or discard pile. I will KO the Spreading Nanovirus. Don't need that around. Let me just double check my attack. You might be right. 5, 8, 10, 11, 12. Yep, press the button 1 extra time. So I'm at 12. Thanks for that catch. Let me check out what I want to fight. I could hit Ego. Would be a good time to do that because he's just going to get real strong. But that puts me at risk of an escape next turn. I'm going to be generating some pretty good attacks soon. So I could go with Klaw for 8. I have 4 left. And I could hit No Name for 4. That would not make sure the rooftops were clear, though, for Save the Day next turn, because I could get something pushed in. I could clear the 3 villains on the right-hand side. Yes, he becomes a strike if I hit the bridge and a villain comes in next turn, then he becomes a master strike, which would make him harder to hit, but would also make the city bigger. That's only if a villain comes in next turn. I don't want to take that risk. So I think it's time to clear the right side of the city. So Kidnappers will be 3. No Name will be 4. Then Primus will only be 3. I might risk feasting on something, but I have my rare in play, so I'm not risking eating the rare. Let's start with No Name, because I might be able to draw some more cards if she eats the right thing. Definitely double checking. I don't have any wounds. I got rid of the 1 wound I have. So we'll spend 4 attack. I could also hit Klaw after I do this. It's up to me. So Fight, feast. She's going to eat this shield agent. And no card draw. So, do I hit Klaw or do I clear the rest of the spaces? Or do I hit the Klaw construct? I can probably ignore Klaw for the most part because I just have to wait to hit Ego and there will be other opportunities. His Master Strikes don't... the second part is each player must reveal a card that shares a color with the sonic frequency or gain a wound. That's the risk of leaving Klaw alone. But I agree with you that the double save the day ramp is very powerful and I want to set up for that. So I'm going to clear the bank and the sewers because this Klaw tactic can't go back to the rooftops. So the Hydra Kidnapper is the old version. I can gain a shield officer. I will choose not to gain a shield officer at this time, although actually I might want to with Invisible Woman and Captain Marvel. Yeah, I'll gain one, sure. And it's a standard officer. And then Primus Vand is down to 3 attack. And he gives me some KO. Some of the decisions that are really fun to make. KO, I guess the shield agent goes. A thing about me is decisions during a game like this where there's a pretty clear web of decisions for me to make. I love those kinds of decisions. That's why I really like deck builders. I do hit analysis paralysis when I'm playing a game that requires you to build a deck ahead of time, like, you know, pretty much any TCG or Marvel Champions or whatever. I can have fun with it, but it's just not as fun for me as building during a game. That's why deck builders scratch that itch for me. That's why I like cube drafts, kind of a similar thing. I like having very clear pathways I can just go down. In a building deck scenario, there's too many for me, for the most part, to really enjoy it to that peak level. In case anybody was curious. And now this deck feels thin. And Last Stand will be better now, too. More Howling at the Sun coming up. All right, let's go turn 20. Meek the Unhived comes in. Okay, that would have caused an escape, so good call on that. Fight, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put them back on the top and or bottom, then feast. So we can rescue some more bystanders and then really ramp up Spider-Gwen. So 2 agents, 1 and 2. And then I can play Unseen Rescue, 2 attack, Focus to Recruit, rescue a bystander. You may only use this ability for up to 4 times this turn. Let's try it. To recruit and rescue this. Oh, that's not going to help me. Sunspot, who's gained as a hero, who does not add to the Save the Day ramp. Got in my way. So I'll play a Save the Day anyway. 1 attack, patrol the rooftops. If it's empty, which it is, I get another shot. Rescue a bystander. And, oh, it's another X-Men one. This was also gained as a hero. She's really having trouble with these X-Men. Then you get plus attack for every 2 bystanders in your victory pile. So the number stayed at 7. I get 3 more attack. That's funny. And that'll be enough to do what I want to do. So 7. Then Blazing Hellfire. I don't have to KO anything here. I'll just play it for 2. Options. A, I hit Klaw. B, I actually do KO something. I can hit Ego. C, I hit Meek the Unhived. I don't have any other henchmen left. I KO'd them all, so I'd have to KO Headman Char with 2 VP to hit Ego. But if I let him get a strike and expand the city first, he is going to get up to 13 attack, and it's going to get kind of out of control. So I think, and I'll have a couple more turns of keeping the rooftops clear. So I think I want to hit Ego this turn. So let me go back to Blazing Hellfire. I'm going to actually choose to KO Headman Char from my victory pile to get 3 more attack. And we're going to hit Ego for 11. Oh, by the way, I should... Mastermind hits is going to be a lot more than that, but I'll adjust it later. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So Ego's got 2 tactics. The first tactic is until everything is me. Oh, sweet, I get to rescue 3 bystanders. That's a great one for this side to get. So here we go, rescue 3 bystanders. Let's see what I get. First up is another young Castellan. 2 recruit, usable towards heroes that cost 2 or size changing. I'm going to use that on a sidekick later, I think. Next up is the Engineer. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 0 KO, and it doesn't, it's Disappearing Act. That's Bystander 8, 9. And then finally, Radiation Scientist. You may KO one of your heroes or a hero from your discard pile. Let's go ahead and KO one of my shield agents. And that's I don't have a yellow die that tracks high enough. That's 10. Actually, I like the yellow, so I'm gonna do this. Let's go. Let's use them as numerals. 10. Bystanders rescued. Awesome. Now the ego part. Destroy the leftmost city space. The bridge explodes. Any villain there escape, shuffle this tactic back into Ego's tactics. Where are my destroyed city space cards? I need those right now. Here they are. Speaking of travel size to help me earlier today, these are tokens he's got available on his Extra Life page. Let me find the bridge. The bridge is explode. There we go. Until it comes back when on a Master Strike. So this tactic gets shuffled back in to Ego's 2 tactics. And he is down to 9 attack. Kind of nerfed my last stand play next turn though, because there's only 4 city spaces now. But that's fine, it's worth it. Now back to the young Castellan here. I don't have a hero that costs 2 or less in the HQ, so we'll do a free sidekick, and it's a standard sidekick to go with all those X-Men that I got. Very strange set of interactions in this game. I did not expect to have a Klaw I wouldn't be really caring about, and I didn't expect to have this strategy on the right hinge on Spider-Gwen and just 1 card of hers. Or I didn't expect to KO so many heroes or villains with Ghost Rider this early. Turn 21. No Name Brood Queen. I feel like she was just here. Again, Wounded Fury and Fight Feast. If this feasts on a non-gray hero, draw 2 cards. Okay. So yeah, my last stand is a bit nerfed now. But let's see what I want to do. I have no cards that cost 4. I can't draw with Captain Marvel, so I'm just going to have to play. That is true, but so will Ego. 4 of a kind, 2 attack. Howl at the Moon, 3 attack. One of the things I like about Ego's design, so many things, but the fact that he gets easier the more you're hitting him, usually is the opposite of what you expect from a boss fight, but he just gets weaker and weaker and weaker, which is a nice change of pace. Compare that to somebody like Wasteland Hulk, you know? Who just gets all buff before the end. So if I play Last Stand now, I will get +1 attack for each empty space in the city. There's just 1. Would there be an advantage to waiting on this? Let's see. I got 2 more attack from the troopers. I'm at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can't draw with Sword of Shield, so I'll just go ahead and No Name might draw. So let me hold off for a second. If I play Last Stand now, I can hit Ego again, but that will cause a Master Strike. So I'm going to have to clear this Cohesive Sound Construct. If I play Dominate the Battlefield, I will be able to hit the Sound Construct. Or I can hit Meek and No Name. If I do that, I might feast on Invisible Woman's Rare. I don't want that to happen. I could hit Meek first. And then I know the next 2 cards I feast if I put them on the top. And I could force that. That sounds more fun for me. I'm going to hit Meek right now for 5. 2, 4, 5. Fight. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Officer and Agent. Okay, cool. I'm going to put them, just to be safe, I'm going to put them back on top. And then I'll feast on the Agent. And that's it for Meek. And now, my Last Stand's going to be stronger. I'm going to have to play it now anyway. So I'll play Dominate the Battlefield, 2 attack. I get 2 more attack for the 2 spaces. Wasn't really worth it. But I will hit No Name Brood Queen, and this is going to feast on the Officer, which is fine. Just for 4. That's going to get rid of this officer. So I don't want to risk getting rid of something better. And I'll play the Sword of Shield now for 2 recruit. Only played 3 shield. How many bystanders I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I thought it was 10. I must have bumped this. It's not 16 yet. It will be. And then finally, for 2 recruit, I don't have the focus cards out, so it's just going to be a sidekick for me. And it's a daring sidekick for 2. And let me let Spider-Gwen do her thing. I have to get her back in my hand, though. Turn 22 is another bystander, the computer hacker getting captured by the cohesive sound construct. Something about a sound card, I don't know. I'm running out of energy to come up with things. We might do some KOing this turn. I got Disappearing Act, loading up that focus ability for Sue. I've also got Unseen Rescue. I can also focus to rescue bystanders. And then I've also got Sunspot, who gives me 2 attack without anything else, because I don't have the strength to trigger the abilities. And I don't have a discard pile, so I'm going to hold off on those troopers. If I have no villains to KO anymore, so I have to play this for 2 attack and nothing else. I'm at 6 attack. I'm going to play these 2 troopers. That way, I'll have 8 attack, and I can hit the sound construct and get another bystander that way. Cool. 2, 4, 6, 8. And the only ability on this card is escape. This card becomes a Master Strike. That takes effect immediately, so it's literally just that. Now, that is an expensive villain. I think this, based on the 2nd edition rules, this stays a villain and a Mastermind tactic in your victory pile, so I could treat it as either one. I'm not going to KO it, though. And I'm not going to draw a card now. I'm going to draw an extra card at the end of my turn. And that is bystander number 11 in my victory pile. And I do have 2 recruit left, so I can KO a card from my hand or discard pile. I don't have any in my hand or discard pile, so I'm going to instead focus to rescue a bystander instead of a sidekick. And I get, let's go over here, the undercover agent. A player of your choice gains a shield officer. I'm going to pass it over to the left-hand side, and it's a standard officer to replace the one that got so sadly KO'd. And then I should be at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yep, 12. It's a shame about that early escape. I got 2 Save the Day in hand. Well, each of them are worth 7 attack. So this is 14 attack with 2 Spider-Gwen here. That's wonderful. Unless Master Strikes happen. That could happen. I could get a chain that could fill up the city real fast. We'll see. Turn 23. Still no strikes. We got HYDRA Kidnappers. You may gain a shield officer. One of the last features for this version of HYDRA before we replace everything. So here we go. Quick turn. Disappearing Act. Got the focus ability loaded up there so you can see it. I've got 2 more recruit. I've got a... Whoop, that's one extra. I should be at 5 recruit and 2 attack. So all I can do is recruit something that costs 5 or do some KOing. Now I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to do 2 KOs. So I am going to not play... I can't decide whether to get rid of the Draft Patrol or Montax, so you both have to go, so I can be fair to both of you. So, although no, I have to keep one of you to KO the other. I don't know. I'm going to pick randomly. I'm going to flip a coin for it. I can't pick. Evens, it's Montax. Odds, it's Mr. Giraffe. Okay, sorry, buddy. You're going to get Invisible Woman. All right, back to Invisible Woman. So I'm going to... Oh, wait. I don't have to get rid of either of you. I have a discard pile. You're both safe. There we go. Never mind. So let's KO 2 cards. It's going to be 2 troopers. But that's fine. I need to fuel the focus anyway. These 2 troopers are going to go for my discard pile. Thinning the deck even more. We got the invisible barrier in case an ambush appears. 4, 5, 6 All right. Let's see what's next. Turn 24. No ambush. Fight. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put them back in any order. Then feast. I can get 1 more bystander. If I play my 2 agents, it's not going to help with the ramp unless that is the Rockstar, I think, that rescues another bystander. Let's play Unseen Rescue. Let's spend 2 recruit immediately to focus to rescue another bystander. And it's a standard. That'll put me up to 13. And now, let's really save the day. 1 attack. Patrol the rooftops. If it's empty, rescue and a bystander. There we go. That'll ramp me up. It's the Aspiring Hero. Gain a sidekick. Standard sidekick. And that is bystander number 14. Then you get +1 attack for every 2 bystanders in your victory pile. That's 7 attack. That's a lot. Let's do the next save of the day. Same deal, 1 attack. I rescue another bystander. It's Cypher, who doesn't ramp me up. He goes to my discard pile. Gained as a hero. But I still get 7 attack for the 14. And then my trooper is another... I got 19 attack. That's really, really good. I think I'm going to... I can hit Ego once for 9. Then once for 7. I'll have 2 left over. I risk an escape if I do that. So I'm probably just going to hit him once. Maybe hit Klaw or clear the city. The Devil Corker can give me some KO. But let's see what Ego gives me. I might get the bystander one again. So let's go ahead and commit to hitting him for 9. And see which of his 2 tactics I get. It is... Okay, recruit. Fight. You get +1 recruit for each empty city space. I get 2 recruit. And then I destroy the streets. And the streets are blown up. I gotta not lose out on that Klaw VP. So let's get shuffled back in to the 2 tactics he's got. Now with my 10 remaining attack. He's back down to 7, by the way. Let me get the smaller die. He might get more powerful if he can create more spaces. So, nope, that's not him. He's at 7. I can hit him again, destroy the rooftops, but again, I risk escapes. If I hit Klaw, I do have plenty of attack. However, if I pull a Master Strike, he'll make an extra space, basically bringing the streets back, which technically doesn't happen, but... and I could have a chain, but I'm going to take that risk, and I'm going to hit Klaw right now for 8. I don't think he has other tactics that'll push things in, right? It's just the 1. So let's see if I'm right on that. Okay. Cruelty provokes resistance. Set aside all heroes from the HQ that do not share any colors with Klaw's sonic frequency. Gain 1 of them, put the rest on the bottom of the hero deck. Then refill any empty HQ spaces. Nothing happens because he didn't have a sonic frequency. So that's just going to be VP for me. And I am left with... I am left with 2 attack and 2 recruit. I can focus to get 1 more bystander from the recruit I got from Ego. So I'm going to do that. But it could be Amy. What if it is? Oh, did I misread that? Oh, I was saying, but it's null, right? He doesn't have a sonic frequency. Am I reading too much into this? Does not share any colors with Klaw's sonic frequency, but he doesn't have a sonic frequency. So you can't even tell what colors don't share. But I guess he has a sonic frequency of nothing, so you would set aside all colors that are not nothing. You see what I'm saying here, right? Maybe I'm overthinking that. Yeah, you might be right on that. That
It's a situation of does he have one or not? If he doesn't have one, I mean, I'd be happy to gain a hero. I'm not sure which direction to go. I'm going to guess, if I'm thinking about the design, you're probably right that set aside all heroes in the HQ that do not share any colors with Klaw's sonic frequency. My issue is that he doesn't have a sonic frequency at all. I think you might be right, though. So I'll just go ahead and do it. It's a positive thing. It helps me out, actually. So I'm going to... I appreciate the refresh. I'm going to take 4 of a kind. For the... I'll have to gain on the right. So what do I want on the right? Yeah, I'll still gain 4 of a kind. I got some cards that'll work with that, I think. And the rest go on the bottom. And my issue was, if he doesn't have a sonic frequency, does this whole thing just not happen? Let's see what we refresh with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another save the day is here. Oh, an intertwining web. Spider-Gwen's rare. It's actually worked out even better for me because I have 2 recruit left. After that, I was going to get a bystander, but now this has wall crawl. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Put them back in any order. You get +1 attack for each card you reveal that costs 2 or less. Save the Day is a better card for me right now than the rare. Plus, I can wall crawl that and draw it later. So I'm going to take another Save the Day, at least until the next time I hit Ego, if a strike doesn't happen. So we'll see. 14 back. We got some card draw coming up. Moving over. Okay. Ambush time? Nope. We got the Endless Armies of HYDRA, the old ones. Fight. Play the top 2 cards of the villain deck. Gross. We got Invisible Barrier. 5 attack. At least Ego didn't show up in a escape-based scheme. I mean, he only showed up because the scheme was what it is. 2 recruit with a Disappearing Act. I didn't draw any extra cards, and I'm not going to trigger the Sword of Shields. That's going to be 2 recruit, 2 attack, and 2 more attack. So I have 9 attack. I can't fight the Endless Armies of HYDRA. That'll just be more trouble. But I could use this 9 to fight the Devil Corker and the Hydra Kidnappers and clear up those 2 spaces. That's what I'll do. By the way, there's no way I can get Klaw's face card in this game. If you defeat Ego, the game is over. If you defeat Klaw, you KO his face card because there's another Mastermind left. So there's no final blow in this setup, I guess, functionally. Let's fight the Corker for 6. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put them back in any order, then Feast. Obviously, I'm going to put the Agent on top, and then Feast on it. And then that is it for the Devil Corker. And then with the Hydra Kidnappers, I'm going to fight them. You may gain a Shield Officer. I will not this time. I have 4 recruit. Let's take another 4 of a kind. That'll help fuel some things, I think. Not really using Captain Marvel or Wolfsbane or anything. By the way, yeah, we're in Moonlight. We're finally in Super Moonlight. Yes, legendaryleagues.com. It is the website I'm using for this randomized setup. If anybody wants a list of like every legendary resource you possibly could want, I've made that list. It's in a channel called Legendary Directory at discord.bakeltopgames.com. It's got a list of legendary tools, legendary league sites, card databases. It's got a list of all the users who are either play testers or in charge of these websites or things. And I keep being surprised at how many people don't even know it exists. Legendary Directory. It's the channel on the Discord. Check it out. There's probably everything you could ever want as far as legendary resources on there. And if there isn't something there that you think should be there, let me know and I will add it. Turn 26. Oh god, why do these have to be filling the city? This is really bad. Another Endless Armies of Hydra. My best hope for fighting these is play the top 2 cards of the villain deck. My best hope is that they play Master Strikes that make the city bigger, because they're guaranteed escapes right now. If I fight Ego, they're just going to be destroyed. I have to keep the rooftops empty if I want to take down Klaw for all his VP first, so... I don't know. What a unfortunate situation. Let's play the sidekick to draw 2. That's a full shuffle. Should I play Intertwining Webs? Should I recruit that? No, that'll wall crawl anyway. The HQ is kind of trash right now, unfortunately. The HQ refresh was great until it wasn't. Okay, draw 2. Okay, cool, I got another draw 2. Let's do it again. Draw 2. 1 and 2. Let's play Unseen Rescue. I can focus 2 recruit to rescue a bystander. And I've got the Officer Specialist, a Covert Specialist, 2 recruit, and I get to draw a card thanks to the superpower. And it is another Unseen Rescue, so 2 more attacks. Same focus ability, doesn't really do anything else. Let me put these all back down. We can get potentially more attack if we draw a card, so I'm going to draw a card with Magma, and I'm very glad I did. I got another save of the day. So let's play, we're just going to focus a bunch. 1, 2 recruit, and I'm going to rescue some more bystanders. Let's focus Unseen Rescue, focus 2 to rescue a bystander. It is 1 recruit from the public speaker. All right, at 15. And, well, don't say any more than that. I want to figure it out as I go. Even though you kind of already spoiled it for me, but I won't hold it against you. I got 2 more recruit. And 1 more bystander. It's the paramedic. I don't have any wounds to KO. So that is 16. Let's play Save the Day. 1 attack. And the rooftops are empty, so I rescue a bystander. Oh, shoot, it's Amy. Luckily, I already patrolled, so she comes in. And I still get the ability. Luckily, it doesn't happen that way. And then I get 8 attack. I'm going to have to fight Amy, though, to clear the rooftops to get the second Save the Day bonus. Oh, actually, no, I have to fight the Endless Armies of Hydra now. That was an unfortunate pull. But I still have 13 attack, and I'm going to get more. I'll play the Trooper. 14. That was really unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, that was the absolute wrong time for her to show up. Well. Shoot. What's my best move here? Fight Amy. I'll be at 11, and then probably fight one of these Endless Armies and try to force a Master Strike or something. I guess that's what I have to do. All right, well, I'm gonna fight her for 3. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Amy, then rooftops, and then I'm at the fate of the game at this point. That's 17 bystanders, and I will KO this shield agent. And let's take a chance, because here's all my options, by the way. I could fight Ego for 7, which would cause an escape. I could fight Klaw for 8, which would be fine for now. And the next turn, something else is going to come in and fill up the city anyway. And Save the Day wouldn't give me anything this turn. I lose that on 7 attack. I could fight either one of these, and that's it. So I have to do it. We're going to fight the Endless Armies for 4 on the rooftops, and they have fight to play the top 2 cards of the villain deck. I wish I had the ambush Invisible Woman around on the other side, but I don't. Okay, here we go. To the villain deck. First up is a Scheme Twist. That's actually a really good thing, because all that happens is Ego gets another tactic, which doesn't affect the win condition. He's going to keep them. That's a nice buffer, actually. That's twist number 3. Honestly, one of the best things I could have pulled. Back to the villain deck. Another one is a Lokaifi. Fight, draw a card. Another player of your choice also draws a card.
Okay, so the good news is we have an empty rooftops. So I'll take advantage of that now. Let's play the other save of the day. 1 attack. Rooftops are empty. Rescue another bystander. It's the fortune teller. Guess 0 or not 0. Reveal the top card of your deck and check its cost. If you guessed right, draw that card. I'm going to say not 0, and it was not 0, so I draw 4 of a kind. And that is another bystander for me. So that is 18. Then I get plus 1 attack for every 2 bystanders, so that's 9 more attack. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We'll see what happens. I'll play 4 of a kind. I played a 4 cost earlier, so I get 4 more attack from this card. 2, 4. 21 before I even decide. I could KO the Endless Armies of Hydra, but I'll hold off. So probably, if I want to avoid escapes, I have to clear the city first. So I have to fight Elo, and I get to draw a card, and then I have to fight the Endless Armies, and then I can take down Ego or Klaw in whatever order. So let's do it. Spend 5. And fight, draw a card, and the other side gets to draw a card too. So I draw a trooper, the other side draws an officer. I'm down to 4, I'm going to have to do this. Let's play Endless Armies of Hydra for 4. Play the top 2 cards in the villain deck, down to 12 attack. Let's see what happens over in the villain deck. First card is Zenzi. I can't cancel that ambush because Invisible Woman's Rare is not out, right? No, it's not. Empowered by Instinct, Ambush Zenzi captures a bystander for each Instinct hero in the HQ. She doesn't get anything, but I can't draw the cards over there. The second card from the villain deck is good, another twist. Again, happy for that. That's twist 4, so Eagle gets his last tactic. Nothing else happens. Usually I get frustrated by that because that makes it harder to win because the game is going to take longer. For Ego, the number of tactics does not matter. So that's pretty cool, even with Epic Ego. All right, so I'm at 12 attack. If I hit Ego again right now, then Save of the Day no longer works for the rest of the game. Because even if he makes a new city space, it won't be the rooftops anymore. So I think I should focus on hitting everything else and then just try to beat him all at once by generating all the attack first and then hitting him. He's going to cost 7, 12, 14. He has... actually, I know I can win this turn, actually. But to not have any escapes, I need 19 total attack. And I'll be at 18. And then I'll lose out on Klaw's VP as well. I could win this turn if I'm willing to have another escape. If I'm thinking competitively, I don't want that escape. I'd rather go another turn. Left-hand side might be able to do something, but we're gonna hit Klaw. We're gonna get that Klaw VP right now. We're gonna go ahead and hit him right now for 8. And see what I get from him. Convert matter to sound. Each other player simultaneously KOs one of their non-great heroes, but one of those claws with the lowest cost. Next to Klaw as his new sonic frequency, put any previous frequency on the bottom of the hero deck. So this is his first frequency of the game. One of their non-gray heroes. So I got a Covert in the HQ. So I probably want to give him a ranged, even though I'm probably not going to mess with the HQ anymore. 4 of a kind is real good. Last Stand is also decent, but one needs to trigger the other. I'm going to go ahead and give him 4 of a kind. So his new frequency, I'm going to do it like this, is ranged. Okay. So that's done. His sonic frequency is now double empowered by ranged up here. But we'll try to take him out before that happens. And I can hit him again right now if I'm willing to KO a villain. And that'll get rid of Klaw before any master strikes, before he gets empowered by anything. I think that's worth it. So we're going to play Blazing Hellfire. We're going to KO these Endless Armies of Hydra. Oh, they're worth 3 VP, I forgot. Elo is worth 3. Yeah, I'll sacrifice it. We'll get rid of the 3 VP to do this. because I got more VP from him. 3 more attack. Puts me up to 10. And we're going to hit Klaw one more time. For the final tactic, it's an Ultrasonic Boom. Put the top card of the hero deck next to Klaw as a sonic frequency. It is a strength card. Each other player must discard a card that shares a color with it. I don't have any strength cards. Put any previous frequency on the bottom of the hero deck. So this Invisible Woman goes to the bottom. This tactic is destroyed. And we KO Klaw's face card. He is out of the game. No VP from that one. So it's just Ego who is left. The Alliance is dead. For good. Now all I gotta do is destroy the city. Did I subtract that attack from that? I don't think I did. I don't think I should be at 10. It should have been 8. I don't think I had that much attack, so I should be at 2. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I should be at 2. Okay, so pretty clear what I have to do now. Thank you. I got 1 save the day in hand on the right. I got all the VP from Klaw. I feel pretty good about that. Turn 27 is Henchmen Char. +1 attack for each villain in my victory pile. That is rough. There's a lot of villains in my victory pile. He's going to be so strong. Let me figure out how much attack he's got on each side. Let me count my victory pile. It's during my turn. If I can... I can't defeat him when it's not my turn, though. So left-hand side's got 1, 2, 3... This is really bad for him to show up now. 4, 5, 6, 7. Trap is on a villain. 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12. Oh, jeez. And 13. So this guy's at 13 attack. On the left-hand side, this is his own Mastermind. On the right-hand side, he's at 1, +1, +2. He's +13, so he's at 15 attack. Did I count the 2? Regardless, it's not going to matter. I'm not going to fight him over here. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, right-hand side is only at 4. Look at that. Look at that discrepancy. That's a big attack discrepancy. But it is the left-hand's turn now, so he's probably not going anywhere right now. Let's play what I got. 1, 2, 3, recruit. 4, 5, and disappearing act, focus. 6 recruit, and 3 attack. Oh, it's Moonlight. I actually get to do this. Look at the top card of your deck. KO to put it back. I'll keep the sidekick. And then dominate the battlefield. 2 attack. No last stand bonus. And I can't even fight Zenzi with that. It's only 5 attack. Wait. No, she is at 5. I thought she was empowered for a second, but this is... I looked at the border and it looks like it's yellow, but it's actually covert, so I can fight her. Cool. Let's do that. No empowerment for you. Now, with 6 recruit, do I just focus a bunch? I say, why not? At this point, you may KO a card from your hand or discard pile. Let's go ahead and KO. I have nothing left in my hand. But I didn't reveal anything, so I can say I undo playing this. No, because again, I can't focus 3 times. We'll focus 2 times, get rid of these 2 troopers. And we will get a sidekick for the last 2. It's a boom boom. The game's pretty much going to end soon. The question is how. I have KO'd almost everything. Heroes, villains, planets, smuggling criminals, what have you. All right, I got ambush protection. Let's go over. Turn 28 is Jakara, empowered by strength. Fight KO one of your heroes. The city needs to let up. Oh. I said earlier, cohesive sound construct based on the... confirm with me on this. Based on the 2nd edition rules, this should be a villain and a mastermind tactic in my victory pile, right? Therefore, this should count towards Headman Char's bonus. If that is true, I think there was a rule about stuff that becomes other stuff, then he's actually at 5 attack this turn. Yep, okay. But that's okay because the rooftops are still empty. I do get to draw some cards. Cypher investigates. Almost. It's a pseudo-investigate. Let's see if I can get another save of the day. Here we go. Top 2 cards of the deck. Draw 1 and discard the other. Okay, I'll draw Invisible Woman. Didn't get what I wanted, though. I got Disappearing Act, 2 recruit. I got an Agent, 1 recruit. I got Save the Day, which gives me 1 attack. Rooftops are empty. I rescue a bystander. Standard bystander. 19. And I get a 9 attack. 9 attack. Awesome. I got Sunspot, 2 attack. And I can get up to 5 attack from Ghost Rider if I want to. I gotta take out Headman Char. So I'm gonna do that. For 5. So, goodbye. And that cost me 5. And I'm at 7 left. Sakaar is buffed up. He gets powered by 1, 2, 3 cards here. He's at 7. Which is exactly what I have. But I could also hit Ego. Again, if I do that, I lose out on the Save the Day bonuses I'm going to need to... Well, I don't need them, actually. Because left-hand side is going to generate 5, 6, 10, 12... And to clear these 2 spaces, he only needs 8 attack total. So I think I should actually hit Ego right now. It will completely nerf Spider-Gwen for the rest of the game. Although I am going to reshuffle. So because I'm going to reshuffle, next turn I won't be able to beat the game. Because I'll need... I'll have to defeat Jakara anyway to avoid the escape. I won't have the attack. And Last Stand's not going to give me anything. So I think I do have to wait. All that being said, though, I think I do hit Jakara, and then I finish it next turn if I can. So I'll take him up for 7, fight, KO one of your heroes. And it'll be Shield Agent. And yeah, I could get 5 more attack, but that wouldn't be worth anything. I got my other recruit, Disappearing Act. Let's make it more likely that Save the Day will pop up. So I'll KO 2 cards. Let's go with these 2 troopers. For 4 total recruit. And now let's see what I shuffle. Which will be on turn 30. We're at 19. Bystanders. That's a lot of VP. That's a lot of bystanders. Making up for all the VP I KO'd out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. I got 1. And then I got 1 card draw, 2 cards drawn. So the game's going to end in either the next turn or the turn after that. Turn 29. Awesome. That's what I was hoping for. Twist. That's twist 5. Each Mastermind captures a bystander. So Ego gets a bystander. And I have an empty city. I need 14 attack to win the game right now. I think I can get that. So Invisible Woman, Invisible Barrier, 5 attack, 2, 4, 5. Last Stand actually is going to work really well. I'll play it after I play this Daring Sidekick. 1 attack, draw a card. It's Giraffes again. Let's play Boom Boom for Meltdown, 4 attack. KO this and gain a wound. I gain a Blinding Flash, but I don't care. I'll play Dominate the Battlefield, 2 attack, and Last Stand, 1 attack for each empty city space. I get 3 more attack. And that's going to do it. So let's go ahead and hit Ego. Well, unless the tactic does something weird, but I think we're good. For 7. I get the bystander over here. 1 bystander, tactic time. Let's see what I get. It is, I'm a Celestial, sweetheart. When you draw a new hand of cards at the end of this turn that I'm not going to take, draw 2 extra cards. So we blow up the rooftops like that. Tactic gets shuffled back in. He is now at 5 attack. I didn't play a single Master Strike this entire game. None. And yes, they are shuffled in. I know that because I couldn't find all 5 of the 2nd edition ones, and I had to shuffle in the other ones. Let's hit him again. That's exactly the amount I needed. Okay, there's the rescue 3 bystanders. A little more VP for me. Here we go. Let's see if Amy shows up to escape at the last minute. She very well could. Got the banker. I can recruit under the bank. I'm not going to do that, so I'll just rescue you. Next, we got standard 1, and then probably Amy. Nope, a standard 1. Wow. Sweet. And now we destroy the bank. Bank is blown up. Don't get any VP for that tactic. That's not how it works. And he is at 3 total attack now, for there being 1 city space. And we hit him 1 last time. Okay. Then what happens is we pull 1 more tactic. We might get a little more VP out of this before the game ends. It's the one I wanted. Until everything is me, I get 3 more VP. Well, maybe. We'll see what happens before the game is over. I got... If Amy does show up, though, it will be an immediate escape. Bystander, 1. Aspiring hero, gain a sidekick that'll never get used. It's another hairball. So many hairball this game. And finally, Mr. Giraffe, you're the last bystander rescued before the entire planet blows up, so you're welcome. I don't think so. I don't think Banker would work. And then space has to be there. And then we blow up the sewers, which is actually the sewers on Ego. Back to Ego, the rule is when there are no more city spaces, as there are, good wins. So it is a victory. And I'll just do this for ceremonial purposes. What a weird game with a weirder setup and a weirder rule question before the game even started. That was a very odd one. So let me count my VP and confirm how you should set this up. I'll edit this on Legendary Leagues as well. But that's it for this week of the Randomizer League. No Gambit, but some interesting things. I feel like I got a lot of VP. I did have 2 escapes, I guess. I missed the other one. Did I have 1 or 2 escapes? I thought it was 1, but there's 2 in the escape pile. I might have thrown 1 from the KO pile. I'll double check after, but I had at least 1. And then, let me move the destroyed city spaces. Have some room to work with. Let's count my VP. Game took me 29 turns. I thought I was going to go to 30, so I'm cool with that. And it looks like we got a lot of viewers, so I think I might go ahead and raid somebody who's playing some board games on Twitch after this. So stick around for that. So left-hand side's VP got 3, 6, 9, 14, 18, and 21, 25, 28, 31, some HYDRA, 32, 33, and then a bunch of bystanders. The 4th, 5, 36, 7th, 8th, 9, 40, 40. Those aren't bystanders. This is 44, 47 VP on the left-hand side, 4 and 7. And on the right, here's all those bystanders. Here's all the Klaw cards. So we got 6, 12, 18, 24. And then 26. I don't know how to mix it up with the Warbound. 29. I did KO a lot of the VP from here. 32. And I don't know where the Warbound went. 35. I mixed them all together. 35. And then 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54 on the right. Broke 100, just barely. Awesome. So 47 VP on the right and 54 VP on the left-hand side. KB Driven, thank you for the Prime sub. 9 months of subs for KB Driven. I appreciate that as I'm ending this game. So again, this is your setup for this week's league. I will be back on Thursday at normal time. It is Klaw's Dark Alliance with Ego. I have to come up with a funny name for that. But the way this is going to work, I'll put it in the special rules, is you will start the game without HYDRA
or Warbound in the villain deck, and as soon as Ego comes in, that is when you're going to shuffle them into the game. Otherwise, it plays exactly as listed. You can't get Klaw's face card in this game. There's not going to be a final blow just based on the way that Ego works. This will be an interesting one to see the results of. I had a lot of fun with it. I have to figure out exactly what I'll rate it, but that is that. And that is it for the game. Those who are watching on Twitch, I'm going to see if there's some board gamers streaming right now that I can send you over to. And I thought our friend D20 Woodworking was streaming some Legendary, but I think they might be done because my game went long. But let me check it out. Because if they're streaming Legendary, I want to go to them. Let me see. Yeah, they're not live anymore. I see a channel that is playing Final Girl, and that's cool. They only got a few viewers, so we're gonna go check them out. This is Artless Authorite, and they got a cool top-down setup, and I respect the top-down setup, so we're gonna go check them out. So join me over there, everybody else. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend. And I will see you next week for another randomizer. Have fun with this one and take care, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me today.